Good Lord, we're here. Thursdays with Ray and Jim. Let me get Jim in. Hold on. We have been sitting here with IT Steve for like the last 5 or 6 minutes trying to figure out why our audio wasn't working, and we
Am I
realized
still here?
yo, you're there. But we realized it was a did you plug it in and is it on?
I know what was missing.
Yes.
It was
Trump is
this.
actually on live right now from the White House with that Prime Minister Modi from India. And I wish I could get that up. I don't know how to bring up a live thing from like I can do that on my phone, but I don't know how to do it on a computer.
I don't know how to do that either.
Yeah. Oh, there's spaces. Baby. I'm gonna try something real quick because if we get him on, we can talk about him because
Yeah.
he's talking trade stuff, I believe. Here it is. Oh,
I was
this.
thinking about starting my own, telephone hotline thing. I was going to name it the Elizabeth Warren Suicide Hotline.
Oh Lord, she's about there, isn't she?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I cannot get it. I don't know how to do that. We'll have to figure that out another day. But yeah, man, it's been what a week though. Like I said, he's literally got Prime Minister of India today. He had I forget who it was yesterday. He had the was it the
Yeah.
Israeli Prime Minister
That was the other day. That was Netanyahu.
Netanyahu. But he
Uh,
had somebody yesterday. I forget who the hell it was.
Elon was in the office yesterday with
Oh,
his
was that
kid.
great or what?
Did you see
Was
his
that
kid tell
great?
him? Is it really that his kid was trying to tell Trump to shut the fuck up?
Could you imagine?
I think dad was saying to him, like, don't open your mouth, don't talk, But I don't know.
Well, that's what we all normally do with our kids. But I gotta put my light on over here. But you know what I find amazing about it, though, Jim, is the fact that she unplugged my shit. God damn her. Is the fact that he brings his kid. I mean, to me that shows that's something that I think that the United States has lacked in a lot of years is fathers being there for their kids because of work and things of that nature.
Right.
And you're looking at a guy who could afford 100 babysitters, to
Well,
all work together.
he kind of needs
Yeah.
100 babysitters. He's got a lot of kids, right?
Yes, I don't know. Does he have a lot of kids?
I think he's got like 12 kids or something like that. It's
Does
some
he
crazy
really?
number. Yeah, it's like some ridiculous
Wow,
number.
man. That's that rainbow banging. He's on the spectrum, man.
Yeah. He's off. He's on. He's off.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I thought it was kind of cool because not only has he got the kid, but the kid's crawling all over him like one of those little fucking pet monkeys and shit. And
Yeah.
he's just fucking riding with it, When somebody asked him a question at one point, he's like, hold on, can you ask me again? He had his fingers in my ears.
It's what slays me about the whole thing is like, in prior administrations, like even in the Obama administration, when they were talking about how transparent and how, forthright they were going to be with the media and blah, blah, blah. And you never seen it at this level. I mean,
No,
Trump's
no.
out there. He's, we're open mic, broadcasting from the Oval, and he's like taking on questions. And we never
Every
seen
day,
anything like
too.
that.
Every day.
It's crazy.
I
You
was
know?
watching this on Real America's Voice here. Like he's on live now. I don't know what he's talking about. I think they're talking about the tariffs or whatever.
I
But
think
he
it's on your
he
end. You probably have to restart it and have him come in.
yeah. But they had but they showed a picture from the side of the Oval Office,
Yeah.
and it's just like packed with people, man. I don't understand why he just doesn't say, look, man, it's the Oval Office. I'll take 20 people.
Yeah.
He fucking packs that room, and you got all these yahoos in there, and he's got like nice like statues and things hanging on the wall, like your fish back there. He's got cool stuff like that hanging up.
Yeah.
But you got this packed like sardine of people, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what if somebody knocks something over, man? It's the Oval Office,
What if you spill something on the Resolute desk? You know what I mean?
Could you imagine?
Oh, sorry.
Then when what's his name shows up to get the secrets out of it for the next movie, man, he won't be able to find them.
Yeah, right. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, yeah. You know what's funny is I last night for some reason I was at he's they're shaking hands and hugging goodbye now or something. I don't know what they're doing. What the hell? Oh, I thought that was I heard a fire truck behind me. I'm like, wow, man, he just hugged the guy and fireworks went off.
I'll tell you what, the fireworks are going to go off, man. Not to cut you off, but the fireworks are going to go off on Saturday if Hamas, release the prisoners.
I have a feeling I have a feeling they are because I don't think they want the wrath of what's going to hit them to come down. I mean, that nobody has what we have that we can bring down on that Gaza Strip with it. Well, there won't be leveling. There won't be anything left. You know what I mean?
Have the Palestinians started leaving yet? I think Lebanon. Is it Lebanon?
They're supposed to.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Is it Jordan that's taking them?
Well,
somebody.
Well, that's who he was talking to the other day. The guy from Jordan was here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tell you, he's got somebody there every day. It's you got to admit, it's pretty impressive. I mean, in 4 years of Biden, I don't ever remember the kind of media access that we have, and it's great being an American, knowing what's going on. You know.
Yeah, it's like even my wife said it. It's like a breath of fresh air, man, to have this because we've been missing out on it. You know, that there with Biden there was such a disconnect, and of course we all know why now. But even with Obama, it was just like everything was just so staged. Where this is like, hey, you come over to my trailer and we'll use my Wi-Fi and we'll get you on, and Elon's invited too. You know, they don't care.
It's amazing because you got Tulsi Gabbard's in now. Of course, RFK got in today.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Kash Patel will be in by tomorrow, which that to me is the big one because he can take down Adam Schiff. I call him shit, but he can take shit down.
Yeah.
And all these other scumbags that, because you got to remember the thing about Kash Patel is he was the lead investigator for Russiagate and the Steele dossier and all that stuff. He was the guy. I mean, he's the guy who changed it from the Trump dossier to the Steele dossier. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was the guy that exposed all this shit, and then they kind of stuck him in a corner, and now he's like, yeah, I'm about to be in charge of the FBI.
Yeah.
And it's kind of insane when you think about it. And then look at the FBI. Did you see the thing about ICE, where apparently the FBI is telling some of these criminals and stuff that ICE is on their way? Apparently they're what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
My issue is, what do they gain from that? What are you getting out of that?
Well, that's why they fired back on it really quickly, saying if you're leaking any of this stuff out, I mean, it's like what Tom Holman said. You know, you're just letting out, you're endangering the servicemen's lives as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They could be planning an ambush or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, that they can get hurt too. I think it's, you know, Kash Patel with the new AG, you know, Bondi, she's them working together on this stuff, of course, you know, they have to, right?
Yeah.
So it's you know, it's a power pack team. It's got a lot of people nervous, man. A lot of people.
It should. I mean,
the bushes, you know.
I mean, it should. Like you got to remember, you got all these liberal judges out there that were appointed by Obama now, you know, going after Trump and Elon Musk because they're and this is what I don't understand. And as the American people who voted for this and asked for this, it's like, okay, I could understand if he was doing, but how are you upset that people are being held accountable for misspending our tax dollars? And it's not like, oh, $100 here. They're up to like $80 billion already.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't even know what the Doge clock. Let me look real quick. The Doge clock. I'm one of those nerds. I have it on my phone. So if you can see, I don't know if you can't see it though. Can you?
That's too bright.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
old. You got your settings too high.
I do, man. That's what I'm always too high. There you go. If you can see, I still can't see it. But the Doge clock right now. So our national debt is at 36 trillion, and the Doge clock has already saved 91 billion. So
Really?
think about that. Think about that. So yeah, if you go to the actual national debt clock now, they added a Doge clock to it, so you can see the savings in real time.
And where are we? How much did they save so far?
91 billion. Think about that.
Yeah, that's going to take a long time.
No, it is, but it's one of those things where you got to remember they've only been doing it. What's this? 5 weeks now.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
the reason
think
why
about
we have-
that.
That's why the reason why we have to freak out right now, right? How many? He's only been president less than a month, right? Or has it been a month now?
So
No,
it's like
it
so.
hasn't been a month.
No, it hasn't. I think it's been like 28 days. But you got
Right.
stuff like this, like right here. This is so it says they're suing Musk and Doge for violating the Constitution. They have no right to your personal data and no authority to dismantle entire agencies. First of all, there's nowhere in the actual Constitution that says they can't do this. It's not in the Constitution.
Right.
I mean, my favorite thing is they always say, "Oh, it's against our Where in the Constitution does it say you have the elect?" We didn't even have fucking electronics when this shit was written.
They violated more. They have violated more in the Patriot than what Elon could ever do through this.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
and it says, and actually, the guy Matt is saying they have as much right to do this as unelected bureaucracy has raping the American.
That's
and
right.
It's true. It's absolutely true. HHS has squandered more than $22 billion on migrants, vehicles, homes, and home loan startups for migrants. It's just insanity.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason why squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? They're crying because let me tell you, there are some very powerful people that profit off of this. Okay, I'm not talking conspiracy theory at all here.
No, it's absolute truth.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It's like when you catch that one person that's been cheating on you, and the first thing they do is they start being very like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. You know what I mean?
Yep,
it's almost like
yep,
that. It's like
yep.
they are screaming so loud right now because they're getting caught with their hands in the cookie jar, and that's how it is.
And the thing is, they don't know what to do. Like last night, I saw a thing where Adam Shitty said, at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm still gonna be here. I'm gonna go live on YouTube, and we're gonna discuss why RFK shouldn't have the power he had. And who the fuck was watching that jackass at one? There had to be 0 people outside of his fucking family who probably hate him too.
I think more people are watching you and I right now at this point.
Absolutely, it's sad though. You know what I mean? When you think about how here's this jackass that thinks people are actually watching him, when we know he's probably one of the most guilty people out there. Like you said, nobody is screaming louder than Adam Schiff and you know what's her oh god, I can't think of her name, the one that looks like the fucking Predator.
What's her name? I think keep on saying Elizabeth Warren, but it's not.
Elizabeth Warren's another one who's yelling. They all are. Yeah.
Yeah, Waters. You're talking about.
Yes.
God,
I was trying to see if I. Oh, dude, she is an ugly woman. I'm sorry, man. Do you believe Kamala Harris? By the way, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Kamala Harris is leading the Democrat contender for governor of California.
Oh, so you're saying there's hope?
I mean, this idiot. Can you imagine that? Unbelievable.
Well, one thing I know about the Democratic Party is that, you know, they double down. When you think it's they've reached this certain type of level or low or high, they double down. So
absolutely, yep.
You know.
President Trump.
Oh, here you go. Here it is live. Wait, let me see if we can do it.
For your friendship and strong commitment towards India.
So this is live right now at the just outside the Oval Office. I guess it's the East Room or some shit.
We'll only remember your visit in 2020
They're just jerking
and
each other
hope
off right now.
that President Trump will come and visit them again. On behalf of 1.4 billion Indians, I invite you to visit India.
You know, in Trump's head right now, he's like, man, it smells like poop and curry over there.
Smells like poop, curry, and DuPont.
Okay, thank you very much. That was excellent. We'll do a few questions, please.
Oh, here you go. Questions from the press.
Please, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Blue shirt.
Come on, blue shirt.
Let's go, blue
Thank you,
shirt.
Mr. President. People in India will naturally welcome your decision to extradite Thakur Rana to India back home. In that context, I would like to ask you a question about, in last few years, we have seen several groups in the
Well,
US
they have Indian reporters there.
raising
Oh, yeah.
anti-India voice, calling about separation, terrorism activities in India. Do you think
Your
that should
car
continue here in the
warranty
US
is
as
about
well?
to expire.
You're going to have to go louder.
Mr. President, people in India would be welcoming your decision to extradite Thakur Rana to
I can't understand a word he's saying.
He said, I can't understand a word he's saying.
May I, sir?
Go ahead, back there.
Mr. President, thank you. First, I want to
Thank you very much.
Ask the guy next to you, Trump, to
You both
translate.
spoke about combating ISIS. You both sounded very exciting about this. Excited.
That
about
was
this
hilarious,
partnership,
bro.
Upcoming, and I was curious, how much more confident are you with President Trump leading this country that there will be peace through strength and you will have a successful partnership with the United States versus with Biden's incompetence and weakness?
What
over
is
the
with
last
these
4 years?
reporters, man? It's like they drone on.
I don't know.
Look at Trump. What is going on, man?
That's your question, but I'll answer it. I agree with you. Gross incompetence. We're going to have a fantastic relationship, and it has been. Look, the whole world's been set back over the last 4 years by the weakness of the United States.
Dude,
the
this is like
weak
this is like
leadership
a
of the United
SNL
States.
sketch.
But I think we've
It is.
taken care of it in just 3 weeks. It seems to me that even some of the media that we wouldn't prefer has been writing that this is a much different country right now, that the world has a light over it, not only our country, but the whole world. The Prime Minister told me that before, too, even over India. The world has a light. They need the United States to be strong and powerful, but good. And I think that's happened, and I think it's happened in a very short period of time. But I will tell you, we're going to
I
have
wonder
a
what's behind that
fantastic
big golden
relationship,
curtain.
and it'll make both countries much stronger.
Pay no attention to the man behind that curtain.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a little short guy with a bunch of wires and
Yeah,
shit.
he's tugging and pulling on stuff.
Okay, Geeta Mohan from India Today, sir. I'll just take my colleague Lalit Jha's question forward because you couldn't
Okay,
understand.
fine.
The question is about the fact that you've decided to extradite Thakur Rana. Thank you so much. India has been waiting to have him back in India to bring him to justice. But there are many other elements
They're
in
gonna hang
the
that
United
motherfucker.
States of America, particularly Khalistani separatists who've been working against Indian interests. How is the United States of America going to cooperate
A good
on that
question,
front
finally.
with India? There have been allegations that have been leveled against Indian agencies by the Biden administration. Are you going to relook that with Tulsi Gabbard as DNI now?
Well, I don't think India had a very good relationship with the Biden administration.
They didn't.
They wouldn't sell them oil and gas, which is rather hard to believe because, it's a good thing to do. And
It's a good
lot of
thing to
things happened
do.
that weren't very appropriate, I thought, between India and the administration, the Biden administration. But as you said, we're giving a very violent man, it seems to me. I mean, I don't know that he's been convicted yet or will be, but let's assume he's a
I
pretty
kind of
violent
feel
person.
bad
We're
for the
giving him
old
back
for Modi over here. I don't
immediately,
know how much of
and,
this he understands.
There are more to follow.
I don't
because
see an
we have
earpiece in his
quite
ear.
a few requests. So we work with India on crime, and we want to make it good for India, and it's very important. So that
He's
kind
looking
of a
at his
relationship
Instagram
is very
account right now.
important to us. Okay? Go ahead, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
So look, we can go live with stuff. There you go.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
just
That
I
is
just had to
cool.
go right to the actual White House page. That's nice. That is nice. There they are shaking hands. President Donald Trump holds press conference with Modi, which is great. Oh God, look at this.
Who's that? I can't see who it is.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, the one vote that voted against, right?
Which, by the way, this is the funny thing is, they showed him in a wheelchair. Again, term limits, man. We need fucking term limits.
Absolutely.
This guy, they showed him being wheeled into a car, and then somehow an hour later he voted. You have to be there in person to vote.
Yeah.
He voted no on RFK and on Tulsi Gabbard.
That's bad.
Oh, this is great. I don't know. Here, you know what? If there's one thing from Elon we should listen to, this is a great one.
Okay.
Did you watch this whole thing?
I watched probably most of it.
Well, let's just say right now, people, the left has nothing to bitch and complain about. Now they're bringing up some article that's of course, it's not constitutional. It's some kind of rule that says you're not allowed to wear anything political. And they're saying he was wearing his "Make America Great" hat. Blah 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 blah. So I'm like, dude, seriously, come on, man. They're just grasping for real straws now, not paper straws.
If there's not a good feedback loop from the people
This is
to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy, 100.
So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy. This is not to say that there are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at this, if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative.
That's the problem in this country right there. And the funny thing is, here you got a guy, the real Rocket Man, the real Rocket Man, who they're bitching and complaining about him. He has just put it in the best way possible. And that's the problem. That's the problem. And people have a problem with this guy. Like, you had the biggest moron on the planet, AOC, sitting here saying how stupid Elon Musk is. That you have the biggest moron in government trying to say, and this guy just sat there and fed you. He just spoon fed you the reality of where we are right now in this country. When you have appointed judges that were appointed through the Biden and Obama administration.
You have
you moved it. I lost you there for a second. Are you there?
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Yeah, when you moved around, it did something. Do not move. It can't move either.
I'll stay just like I am.
I don't get it. Like, literally, I was on, we were doing a podcast the other night with Mark from the Bullet Boys. He's in LA. We're in New Jersey. The most perfect internet connection you could possibly imagine. Then we bring on some local guys that are in New Jersey, and it's a shit connection. It's like, how does that happen?
It's conspiracy.
It is. It's fucking Elon, man. I'm getting the goddamn Starlight Express?
Starlink.
Starlink, baby. But I mean, he's absolutely right, you know?
The bureaucracy between, the people of the deep state, which we're exposing right now, we've known who they are, a lot of them anyways. And then of course you have the lobbyists that are in there, that are just constantly drilling away. And the way it works,
George Soros.
George Soros is another one.
Yep.
Okay, they have special interests, right? And what happens is you get in there and it's like they have all this money, and every year they have to ask for more money because they can't ask for less, because then you're gonna have to answer for that. Like, now if you ask for $1 billion to to have rainbow flowers at the White House, and you get $1 billion, but the next year you realize, hey, $1 billion was too much. We only need $900,000 for this. So you put in for that. Well, guess what you're going to get the following year? You're going to get $900,000.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it just keeps rolling and rolling, and like, but they're finding out stuff like that guy who was 150 years old in Social Security.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Come on. And you know what's funny is they're literally walking into that stuff. Now, you know how much of that they're going to find? I mean, you know how many people are living in a trailer park in somewhere in Georgia right now, getting grandma's Social Security check that they've been getting for 25 years, and grandma died 30 years ago?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's that's happening all over. The problem is nobody ever catches it. But that, to me, is just, that's a criminal who needs to get locked up. But so do these people like Adam Schiff and Bernie Sanders and all these people that are taking money, but creating these stupid organizations to take our money, to basically funnel it back into their... Look, one of my favorite things that he said, that Elon said in that office the other day, is he said, his exact words were, what we have to figure out is how people in our government are making $150,000 to $200,000 a year, and somehow they become worth $30 million.
Yeah.
And he's fucking right. That's the problem, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Here, look at this. I got this is the trash that's, dude. This woman here is just fucking disgusting, man. And I have to ask again, how the fuck are these people getting it must be one of those things where people just forgot to go vote. Crotchet here, the fucking trash of all trash.
If you were trying to conduct audits and figure out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is, I don't know why you would go to some tech guy. In fact, it was only techies that were sitting there at inauguration. We didn't have auditors.
There's only a techies there sitting at our inauguration. I didn't watch a inauguration.
I would welcome auditors to come in and do forensic audits. In fact,
forensic audits, in fact.
He sat there in the Oval Office yesterday and he admitted that he was lying, and he was using his propaganda machine to do it.
Never once did he admit he was lying and using his propaganda. That's what I said. They just say whatever the fuck they want. And if you notice, she's reading it. Someone wrote this for her to read. This bitch ain't intelligent enough to write this shit. No. Somebody wrote this for her to read. And every time you see a Democrat, if you notice during these hearings, it's something I noticed the other day. Whenever especially Bernie Sanders, these guys, they're always reading. They're always reading. The Republicans are straight out saying, okay, well, look, on, if this happened in Saudi Arabia, what would you do? I mean, what are your thoughts on Saudi Arabia? And then Tulsi says, oh, well, this is my ideas and this is my thoughts. And then it goes to a Democrat and they're like, on April 8th, 1942, you weren't born yet, but... And it's like they read everything. Yeah, it's like someone is issuing these people. You look, and I challenge anyone to defy me and tell me that it's not true, that when something is said, like Elon Musk is taking over the presidency, every fucking Democrat says the same thing on Twitter. It's like they got a memo, and the memo was, hey, today we're gonna try and piss Trump off and say Elon's the real president. And every fucking one of them says the same thing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if you put them in a row, it's literally the same exact wording.
It's word for word, yeah.
I mean, how is that even possible? Because they're getting a memo that's telling them what to say. That's what the Democratic Party's about. It's not about coming out. Like, how can you sit here and be pissed off because a brilliant mind, a brilliant man who, look, I'm going to, a techie just fixed our microphones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I want no
much credit.
But I want nothing more than a businessman who has developed a way to hire all the right people, get all the right things going, propel his business to the point where he is now the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
He's not the richest man in the world because he won a fucking lottery. He's the richest man in the world because he developed businesses that succeed and hired the right fucking people to make it happen.
Absolutely. That was his key. Because a lot of guys, everything he touches, you know what I mean? Everybody thinks, what does he have stock in? That's what I want to have stock in. But by that time, he's already moved on because he's got people that are in there that know what they're doing. He's hired the right people, you know? I don't know. I've never even heard of this Democratic senator from Texas. I don't know who she is.
Oh God, she's a fucking dirtbag. Her name's fucking Crockett, Jasmine Crockett. And half the time she can't even speak fucking English.
Is she related to Davy?
The big blue bowl and shit. Oh, it's just, dude, it's just a dirty, disgusting shit like AOC that somehow are in our government. And I think what they were trying to do was what the Democrats always do, like they did with Biden. They were doing with Harris and that fucking pedophile Tim Walz, is they try to find people they can control. People that they can control easily with money and simply because they don't know anything. AOC is a former bartender that's dumb as a fucking rock. And Soros, the same with this Jasmine Crockett, gets behind them, campaigns for them, gives them the right things to say, writes it all down for them. They get into office and they're just puppets, and that's what the Democratic Party's about.
I don't have any proof of that, but what I can say is that it seems to be is their MO. I mean, look at Biden. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, he was cognitively impaired. You could see that. Okay.
Yes.
And then you got this woman here. You've got a lot of guys that are in the Democratic Party. It seems like it's good that they don't know as much as even the American people, because that way
look at Maxine Waters, look at Elizabeth Warren. They're really not that intelligent because again, they're always reading. Kamala was just a fucking word salad bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
She was the perfect puppet for them because if you asked her about how's the budget deficit, my favorite thing was the other day they had oh man, I think I might, let me see if I can find this for you. You're gonna love this. I think I might have saved this. Let me see if I can find it. But they had a thing where it was at the top was Elon Musk, or no, JD Vance, and at the bottom of it was I don't know how the hell bookmarks. Here we go. Let me see if I can find this. I'd rather you see it than explain it.
Okay.
But dude, I was totally like I was blown away, man. I might not have bookmarked it. Damn it. But so it was JD Vance at the top. And he's talking about AI technology, okay? And he's like, you know, AI technology is coming, you know, it's coming forth. We have to work with these programs. We have to do this, blah, 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 blah. Then down the bottom, the other video starts, and it's Kamala Harris. She goes, AI. It's 2 letters, and they mean, it means, what is it? What is it? Automated. I'm like, she doesn't even know what the fuck AI means. And she goes, oh, artificial intelligence. So that means that it's not real intelligence. It's what we tell it. So we feed it information, and then it figures things out for us, and it becomes smart. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's like Dick and Jane books, man.
It makes you feel glad that we are unburdened by what has been.
Oh my God, thank God. Dude, I got a couple things on here I did save though.
This whole administration right now, as everything is going right now, I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're governing, and they're being transparent to the American people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Watch this, man. This is gonna kill you. We're talking about term limits. Watch this. This is Democratic Representative John Larson. Again, reading. Watch what happens. Watch.
Don't worry, no one on the Republican side in the House and Senate who control both the House and Senate is going to speak up and challenge us.
What the fuck?
What, did he do a gummy?
Look, this is real. Look at his mouth.
He's chewing a
He
gummy.
just fucking froze, man.
That's a Mitch McConnell
Look.
moment.
We
dude.
need to
They cut C-SPAN cut away from him.
protect Americans' privacy and their social security.
Dude, this guy was on a roll. He had his shit memorized and he just popped his fucking sprocket, man.
Dude, is he having a stroke?
That's what I'm saying. How old is this fucking guy, man? And it's like whatever he's doing, number one, is nothing but a bunch of bullshit that he's memorized. And then all of a sudden, he just stops.
That was
And he
scary.
sits there licking his lips and he starts slowly going, and it's like they're fucking robots, man.
Was that during, let me ask you this, was that during the filibuster?
This is during the Social Security ranking member. He was talking. It's a subcommittee on Social Security.
All right.
They each had 5-minute speeches, and he got fucking just froze out of nowhere, man.
That was weird. That was
No, but
weird.
don't you remember it happened to fucking Mitch McConnell not long
Right,
ago? He was
that's what I'm
fucking
saying,
standing there.
That's what I said. He had a Mitch McConnell moment. It was
Yeah, it's
weird.
fucking crazy, man.
I'm just saying, Ray, that I am going to talk slower now.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know. He had a synaptic tick happen. It's weird. That's strange, man. That's scary.
It's beyond strange,
You know what I
man.
mean? If it was me, I'd be like wearing one of those necklaces to push on.
I've fallen, but I stopped talking and I can't get up.
What's up on me, bro? You there?
Yeah, we both froze for a second. That's fucking internet. I'm trying to find something else I wanted to show you here.
You froze up.
I'm froze for good here. Yeah, I feel like we're both freezing.
Well, you're Are we?
Yeah,
I'm not
that's so
moving.
weird,
I'm
man.
staying right here.
Yeah, I'm trying not to move. I'm being careful over here. I'm trying to find this other video I wanted to show you. Oh, look, here. Oh, this is a good one. Here's
at a high level, if you say what.
Here's Elon with his little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Little X. See, that's a cute kid too, man.
So the at a high level, if you say what is the goal of Doge and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy?
That's he's going right back to that was a bigger picture. You can see the little guy down there. I just think he's cute. That's all.
I was just thinking, like my Facebook page. It needs to be doged. You get rid of some people, you know what I mean?
Dude, we didn't mention. What about those Eagles, baby?
What about them? I'm not an Eagles fan. So.
I am, baby. I couldn't be happier, man.
Congratulations, though, man. Congratulations,
dude.
to you. That's
what a great game, man. What a great game. Look, here's a. Did you watch the halftime show?
I tried to.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible, man. And it's like, it's
Look,
here.
I like a lot of
this
different musics, but goodness gracious.
This is the boomers' view of the halftime show. So this is what Gen X and the boomers. This is what we thought of the halftime show.
I said a nigger to the nig, a nigger, nigger to the nig, nigger.
This fucking black guy. Oh, this black guy I follow is hilarious, man. Wait till you see this too. He did. Wait, check this out. It's fucking dude. When I tell you, this guy is so funny, man. Oh my god. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. It is so fucking funny. Replies. So did you notice there was a dance? Wait. Where is he? This guy is so good, man. Come on. Where's it at? He puts out all this stuff about like the halftime shows and stuff. And Serena Williams came out and did the Crip Walk.
Yeah.
Here he is. This is him right here. It's the guy who made that video. Wait, watch. He's doing it, Serena Williams Crip Walk.
They not like us. No. They not like us. What? They not like us. No. They not like us. No. They not like. They not.
Dude, this guy is fucking hilarious, man. And I don't even understand any of it. Apparently, this was some big slap in the face to Sony and Drake. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, why? I'm watching the Super Bowl. I want to see some music, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this shit, but this guy's hilarious, man. He is so fucking funny, man. I follow some of the weirdest people, I'm not going to lie. But that guy is fucking... Oh, this guy's great. Oh, here you go. Check this one out. You're going to like this.
Doing now to the federal government. All you
So listen, this guy is phenomenal, man. Now, he's talking about the news media here. Listen to this.
All right, let's debunk the New York Times.
If you want to understand what Elon Musk is doing now to the federal government, all you have to do is look at what he did at Twitter.
In October 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion and molded it in his own image.
He focused on mass layoffs, on reducing real estate footprint, and on pushing employees to resign so that he could cut back on payroll and real estate costs.
Now he's taking those same tactics to the US government.
Just look at the email that the federal government recently sent to its workers, offering them a buyout to leave the government.
It echoed a similar message that Elon Musk sent to Twitter employees in November 2022 with the exact same subject line.
Musk uses a approach to his businesses called zero-based budgeting. He's now started to use that tactic in government and say
Which is
basically
what we
government
need.
spending needs to come down to zero and line items need to be added back one at a time.
And some of the same people that Elon
So, mind you, he brings costs down to zero, and then he adds line items back that are needed. I think that's a brilliant strategy.
Musk used during his Twitter takeover are now being deployed
Yeah,
to
I
help
mean,
cut costs at the
even if he
federal
used
level.
it on his own
So it's worth
company, I
asking
understand
how
why.
successful
Yes.
Elon Musk's tactics in reducing costs at Twitter. While he's cut costs in slashing back budgets, in reducing headcount by around 80% of people, corresponding revenue has also gone down.
Its valuation per investors has
listen.
declined significantly from the $44 billion that Musk paid for the company.
It froze on me.
Let's just keep fucking locking up, man.
I don't know. If,
Can you see him now? I want you to hear what he's got to say.
it might be the weather. Who knows?
It could be the weather. That's true. Here you go.
Certain narrative to get you to think that what Elon is doing with the government is bad. But they say, hey, you know, if you want to see what he's doing with the government, just look at what he did with Twitter when he took it over. So yes, he cut a bunch of staff that was unnecessary and he cut unnecessary cost down. If we apply that to the government, that means more taxpayer savings and more money for us to get our government out of debt. But that's not it. All they told you is that revenues have decreased. So let's go back specifically to what he said.
Listen to this.
Budgets in reducing headcount by around 80% of people, corresponding revenue has also gone down.
Notice how he didn't say corresponding profit has also went down.
Exactly.
It hasn't. Notice how he also didn't tell you that there was an advertising coup against X. A bunch of platforms stopped advertising on there to hurt the platform since Elon took it over. But let's go back to profit. He didn't say anything about profit or EBITDA. Let's read this. Start at the bottom paragraph. In 2021, Twitter reported adjusted EBITDA of about $682 million and about $5 billion in revenue. That was the last full year before Elon took the company private. Now let's go to the top. X reported to investors 2024 adjusted earnings, basically adjusted EBITDA, right, of about $1.25 billion and an annual revenue of $2.7 billion. Investors said that that was a better picture than they had expected and that X's finances hit an inflection point a few months before the election.
See what I mean?
So even with advertisers working against Elon, the company now has less revenue but produces more profit. And mind you, Twitter was a very, very, very left-leaning company. Over 96% of political donations from Twitter employees went to Democrats.
96% went to Democrats. But listen to what he says. So what he's saying is basically, yeah, so the revenue was up here.
Yeah.
But their profit was here.
Right.
So now the revenue is here, or the revenue went down, but their profit went up.
Right.
Which that's what it's about.
It's common sense.
Yeah, that's what. But they don't tell you that. They do, basically, roll the dice statistics, and they tell you what they want you to hear. Oh, well, his revenue went way down. His revenue went from 300 billion down to 100 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, but his profit went skyrocketed because he's spending less money on less bullshit and only spending money on the things that are necessary.
And you see what his investors, the investors that went in on it, they're basically the stockholders. They're happy. They're happy. They're like,
and what are we? We are the stockholders of this country.
We're supposed to be.
Exactly. And now we got a guy in there who, again, well, he brought things down to bring things up. And for us, bringing up the profits is actually going to be bringing down our interest rates, things of that nature. Now, I don't know if you know either. Today, apparently, they made their way into the IRS. So we haven't heard much about it, but they're now going in the. I'm all for. I don't know your thoughts on it, but me personally, I'm all for abolishing the IRS. I mean, we pay enough fucking taxes, man, on every other thing.
Yeah, well, I'm a flat taxer.
Yeah, I'm gonna just get rid of it because this is my opinion on it. So I make $100,000. And your flat tax is 30%. They take $300,000 or $30,000 away from me, and they give that to the fucking Congress. They give that to the government, and they spend my money and they do whatever the fuck they want with it. Now I have $70,000 left. I have to pay property taxes. I have to pay road taxes. Everything I buy, I pay fucking sales taxes. You know what I mean? Now I'm paying more taxes. So at the end of the day, my $100,000. You add another 10% on that. Now you've taken 40 to 50% of my money, as opposed to giving me the 100% of my money, allowing me to now have that 30 grand and maybe go buy a car or go buy tickets to a show at the Landis Theater. Maybe go eat with my family because I can afford to. Maybe not complain about the price of eggs because I have more money in my account now. More money I can spend. Nobody's going to take that 30 grand. Now, very few people. When I mean few, you're talking about maybe 1% of this fucking country is going to take that money and put it away for a rainy day. They're going to fucking spend because that's what Americans do. They spend. You know what I mean? That's why these football players that make, $200 million contracts 5 years out of football don't have any money left.
They're done.
Yeah, because they went and bought all this shit with all the money. Americans spend money. So let us spend the money. Let us buy a vacation house. Now we're paying property taxes there. Let that money, they keep talking about putting everything back in the hands of the states. Well, let my property taxes, now maybe my roads will be better. Maybe my government will be better. Maybe they'll get, the crack house down the street closed because we have enough money in our local government because we're paying that money back because I bought other shit locally with that money.
The IRS is a funny deal. It's like, when it comes to income taxes, where else in the government can you put together a program that you actually, no matter who you are, you're going to lose 4%? You know what I mean? So it's bad because the IRS, even in the past administration, they wanted to hire 87,000 IRS agents, extra agents.
Exactly.
To look at you, Ray.
Yeah.
To look at me, to look at everybody else that's out there, you know what I mean? So they can listen and say, okay, well, you haven't really exactly, you're paying your fair share here. We need you to do this. Or they put lenience. Because everybody knows the stories go on forever about how the IRS works. It goes, if it's okay, they take you, but if you have to pay them, you better pay them right away because the levies they put on you are astronomical. And people they can't keep up with it. It's, they need outside help. And then when you get outside help to pay for that tax, well, then your credit score goes way down because it looks like you can't pay your own damn bills.
Well, you figure for years, it's the truth. And for years, we've been using PayPal and Venmo and all this shit. And now out of nowhere, the government audits can be off by billions of dollars. But I paid Steve $1,500 last year via Venmo. They want that information so he can pay taxes on the money he got. So they want his 300 fucking bucks, but the Pentagon can lose 650 million or billion fucking dollars. That's the problem. That's our tax money. That federal tax money is what they're fucking losing. And then they're going to come after the guy that made 1,500 bucks and they're going to try and get $300 out of him. It makes no sense, man.
Mm-mm. Doesn't.
It's just so for me, abolishing the IRS altogether and just paying taxes. And you know what? You can raise my property taxes now. You can raise just sales taxes. It's still going to be less money than what we're paying.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the problem. You go to other countries, and you go to like England. It's like about 60% of their money goes to taxes. But of course they have. Well, I wouldn't want to live in England now for the last place in the world. But they have, healthcare and dental. Well, I don't know where the fuck they're getting dental because all their teeth are fucked up. But you know what I mean. But it's one of those things where it's like, what. Do you want to give up 60? And then somehow they still have a monarchy over there. So a queen gets, a golden piano from your money. I mean, that's the problem with the world, is taxation.
I just don't. I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't wrapped my head around the whole thing of abolishing the IRS. It seems like, because when you're born into it, and it seems like that's the way it is, you're kind of like doing the thing of follow the leader. And I gotta look into it a little bit more because
you look into it because I forget what year it was developed, but it was brought about to basically replenish the country after I think it was World War I, maybe. One of our wars, it was said, all right, well, here's what we're going to do, and we're going to tax you for a certain amount of time, replenish the government's money, but they never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
They just kept doing it. And again, it's not going to defense. It's literally, we're seeing where it's going. It's going into the pockets of bureaucrats. It's being spent on, sex change operations for people in Guatemala. Mm-hmm. Like, what, you know what I mean? I'm sitting here wondering, what kind of food can I buy my dogs? Because, I need an extra $50, but some guy's getting a sex change from my tax dollars in Guatemala. Maybe, it doesn't make any sense.
Are you saying you want to go to Guatemala then, Ray? Or?
No, not at all.
You'll get money. I'm just saying.
Yeah, to get my dick cut off. I wonder if I can get around that.
Get to the point, Ray. What do you?
It's like the lady was saying to Elon Musk. She goes, you're complaining about stuff. You're complaining about condoms being sent to wherever the fuck, Zimbabwe or whatever. That helps AIDS and viruses that can't spread to the United States. And he looked at it, he went, 50 billion in condoms?
Think about it.
50 billion, you need 50, how much fucking is going on in Zimbabwe that they need $50 billion worth of fucking condoms, lady? She doesn't say that. She just goes, they need the condoms so they don't spread AIDS. What? It's like, dude, it's just mind-blowing, but that's our tax money. And again, maybe when he goes into the IRS and he sees what's going on, maybe they lower taxes somehow. Maybe something happens,
I mean, abolishing the board, the Department of Education, okay, because we're at the bottom. We're number 40 out of 40.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we got to go up from here. I mean, you know what I mean? So I understand that. I get it because we really don't need it. There's just tons we throw more money per pupil out there than any other country.
Yep.
So, we'll fix the problem by just throwing more money at it, which is ridiculous, right? It doesn't really do it that way. It doesn't work that way. So it's the same thing with that. And I mean, eventually, and I know this is close to you. I mean, you're a military man. You understand that, like they're going to be looking at the military. And like, what did I hear Trump say the other day about a jet from Boeing?
Oh, yes. Yep.
You know what I mean? And he got him down like $1 billion or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
In the process of building this jet. And it's like, because no one ever questions it. No one ever says, hey, how much is it going to cost? Well, they're working like on a time and material basis, on a contract. And no contractor, no general contractor, and if you look at the United States, as being a general contractor, they shouldn't be taking time and material. They should be like, put a bid on it. If you can't complete, that's on you. You know,
Exactly.
we'll plug in somebody else. So, but I can't remember what it was with the. I think it was Boeing. Yeah, it was. It was how much money they were spending there. You know, on developing a new type of jet or whatever it was.
Yeah, I forget what that was, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know,
But it's
and
funny.
these,
But go ahead.
in defense contracting in itself, I mean, we got Lockheed Martin right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm sure Murphy likes, Lockheed Martin. I'm sure a lot of the people in the office right now in offices in New Jersey love, defense contractors here. So because there's kickbacks to them, not
Yeah.
necessarily nefarious. I'm just saying that there's things that they're doing for the state of New Jersey, because it means a lot of jobs, and stuff like, why
It's
wouldn't you
true.
put that there?
It's
You
true.
know?
It's true. No, I agree with you. Like I said, man, there's a lot. There's so much that we can delve into it sometimes, and it's just like, you know what I mean. And before you know it, our hour is gone. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
It's
Well,
insane. It's
this is
insane.
what kills me. It's like, yeah, I've always seen it like, with especially with the military. It's always like they do more with less. Like, you were a ranger. You went out there. You had your backpack that what you can carry if you decide to carry it, and you had what your necessities are. But there was a lot of things that they didn't have, and it goes with every army. You've
Yeah.
seen it with the
Yep.
Germans when they went into Russia. They just weren't ready for winter. They just because they had to survive that. And
True.
it's like they. I'm not saying that was a way to streamline the German economy. That was not doing it, but I'm saying that there's going to be times in especially with this administration where they're just going to be trimming fat. They're going to be trimming fat, and there's
Yeah.
good fat. There's good fat too, like a really nice ribeye. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
But no, but you're exactly right, and I think Elon's way of bringing it down and putting the line items back that matter is what we need to do.
yeah,
I think it's great. I think it's working. It's been 4 weeks, 5 weeks now. Hey man, I don't have a complaint. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. Yeah.
we're getting a lot more right now. It seems like we're getting a big bang for the buck. So
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. I got a little something for our ending today.
okay,
So I remember this when I was a kid being on TV.
okay.
And I saw this, and it basically says 0 fucks were given the day this was recorded. This is just, it goes to show you how we've changed. As a kid,
God.
this was like on between cartoons and shit. Check this out. You ready?
Okay.
We got to celebrate our differences. We got to celebrate our differences. Ooga booga doo, ooga booga doo. We got to celebrate our differences. Cause it's beautiful when the whole world sings together as one.
I've never seen anything like that on
Oh,
TV.
yes. Dude, when I saw it, I completely remember that. It was like celebrate our differences.
What
It is so
you
true.
were in?
Oh, dude, I was one of those kids like Schoolhouse Rock and all that shit that was on between shows. This is an Instagram thing that's called TV Moments, and it brings back all those old bad commercials and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like a doctor sitting there going, 5 out of 3 or 4 out of 5 doctors recommend, Marlboros. But I saw this. I'm like, dude, I totally remember this when I was a kid. But you know what? I never looked at that as being like racist. I'm like, look, it's, they're talking about celebrating your differences.
Yeah.
And now it's like, if everybody isn't speaking the same, you're not celebrating your differences anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, people are super sensitive now.
Oh, it's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. But look, man, I love you, brother.
Yeah.
And it's been good. We got to turn this into a 2-hour show or something. We got too much to talk about, man. It has to. It has to. But I've got the WMMR local shots starting tonight, so I'm going to head over there real quick see how that goes. And I heard this band Whiskey Grin might be a member of that lineup coming up soon.
I know that I know their lawyer is talking to your lawyers right now about signing the contract, but I don't know where it's at. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
You never know.
Well,
you never know.
Look, like I said, my brother, I love you, man. I will talk to you soon.
Brother.
And I'll text you a little bit later, and we'll discuss.
Yeah, man. Do your thing, man. And,
all right, buddy. Love you, buddy.
A pleasure, man. Love you too.
Have a good night, buddy.
Peace.
All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining us, Jim and Ray. One more night, Straightforward USA podcast. What a great guy. I love that guy like he's my own brother, man. We will see you next, same time, same bat channel next week. Have a good night, everyone, and have a better tomorrow.